2024 is shaping up to be one of the best years for Metal Gear in a very long time, with things such as the Metal Gear and Fortnite collab, which by the way, as of the making of this video is less than a week away, to Metal Gear Solid Delta, and hopefully Volume 2 of the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection series as well. There is a ton to look forward to this year, so I thought I'd take a break from my usual content to catch up with you all and talk to you one-on-one about all of the exciting things that we'll hopefully be seeing this year. Sit back, relax, and enjoy some chill MGS3 gameplay while we go over everything together. So yeah, Fortnite. Whether you're a Fortnite enjoyer or someone who absolutely despises the very existence of Fortnite, there's no denying that Snake making an appearance in such a massive game is a huge win for Metal Gear. Regardless of what your opinion is on Konami, the one thing I have to give them credit for is that they've seemingly been trying to push Metal Gear back into the gaming spotlight. Those of you who are longtime fans will remember that after Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, the only Metal Gear related content we got was Metal Gear Survive, and we all know how that game was received. After Survive, we got radio silence for about 5 years, so since 2018 up until just last year, we didn't have any new Metal Gear anything other than the rumors that one of the games was being remade. Honestly, and speaking candidly here, that's one of the main reasons why I took a step back from Metal Gear content creation for a while. There just wasn't much to make content on. Now obviously I hope this doesn't happen, but even if everything Metal Gear related that is supposed to release this year sucks, at the very least it's been cool to see Metal Gear being talked about again. Even people who aren't necessarily as big a Metal Gear fan as you or I may be are talking about Snake being in Fortnite. It has definitely generated a lot of buzz from people who I don't normally see talk about Metal Gear. More people checking out what this Snake guy and this Metal Gear stuff is all about is a good thing overall in my eyes. I might even mess around and play some Fortnite and even stream it if enough of you would want to see that. Either way, even if you're not down to give Fortnite a chance, I do think there is something very interesting about this collaboration. The normal Snake skin is that weird Solid Snake Big Boss mishmash similar to the one that they use in Smash Bros. You know the one. It's the one that IGN insists on using whenever there's Metal Gear related news. Anyway, what's infinitely more interesting is the alternate or special skin, which is modeled after Old Snake from Metal Gear Solid 4. They could have easily made a Big Boss theme skin with the eye patch and camouflage and all of that, but instead, they deliberately chose Old Snake from MGS4. And it's not just Old Snake himself that is MGS4 themed. If you take a closer look at this collab, you'll notice that it also includes the Metal Gear Mark II, the Otaku Spirit symbol as a wrap, the stun knife from MGS4, and a Raging Raven themed glider. My tinfoil hat theory is that the announcement of the Master Collection Volume 2 is happening on the day that the Fortnite skins release, or at the very least, very shortly after the skins release. You have to remember that most of the Fortnite collabs that happen, and especially the video game related ones, are planned ahead of time in order to help promote said video game. With Metal Gear Solid 4 being the big game on everyone's mind in regard to Volume 2, there's no way that this is just a coincidence. Seeing as to how we're talking about Volume 2, now's the perfect time to segue into the next topic, which is Volume 2. It should be no surprise that I have spent over 500 hours playing Volume 1 of the Master Collection. Between playing it for my own enjoyment, testing things out, trying to platinum all the games, and also making guides for all of you, I have spent more time than most people on Volume 1, and I've loved every single second of it. There were and still are some problems that Konami has yet to iron out, but that has been the case for every single collection of Metal Gear games since the very first one. I don't really feel the need or the want in this video to get into all the problems that people had with Volume 1 at launch, since Konami is patching the collection, and although they're taking their sweet time doing it, at least it's getting done. Instead, I want to focus on Volume 2 and what I hope they improve on from the lessons that they hopefully learned from Volume 1's release. Obviously, as I already mentioned, the big game on most people's list is Metal Gear Solid 4. If they somehow manage to get it out of the PS3 jail it's currently on, that is already a huge win for both Konami and for us fans. One thing I would like to see changed in regard to Metal Gear Solid 4 is its trophy list. Those of you who have attempted the current MGS4 Platinum know how unfun and tedious it gets after a while. For the most part, I think they did a pretty good job with the trophy or achievement lists for Volume 1. They made Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3's lists a bit more challenging and less grindy all at the same time by requiring players to get the highest ranks in both games, and also by doing away with the grindiest trophies, such as Virtually Impossible for MGS2. Other than MGS4, Peace Walker being a part of Volume 2 is a big one for me personally. I've 100%ed that game a good 8 times now, and I cannot wait to do it again. Especially since this time, I really want to host community nights while I stream in order to help our community with trophies or just to have some fun together. Peace Walker is also kind of a full circle game for me. I started making Metal Gear content during the time that MGS4 and Peace Walker were the newest entries in the series. Some of my earliest videos on this very channel are guides for Peace Walker Extra Ops. It's going to be fun to revisit that game in the mindset of a content creator again. Other than those two games, I don't really know what we can expect from a Volume 2. They might even throw us a curveball and release some of the deeper cuts like the Twin Snakes or even Ghost Babel. It actually caught me off guard just how many of you said you would have liked to have seen the Twin Snakes included as part of Volume 1. And honestly, I'm inclined to agree. As much hate as that game gets, it's still a part of the series, and it's kinda in the same predicament as MGS4 in terms of being stuck on the console it released for. No matter what is included in Volume 2, I really hope we get the announcement for it soon. Obviously, I don't have any insider information, but I really do think its announcement is imminent. It would be awesome to get Volume 2 before Delta, so we all have plenty to keep us busy while we wait for the remake to drop. Speaking of Delta, it has been soft confirmed by none other than Sony that Delta is intended to be released this year. This came via a sizzle reel they put out earlier this month, promoting all of the games we'll be able to play this year on PS5. Now, obviously, Sony is not Konami, and at least up until the making of this video, we have not received any official release date from Konami, but I do still think it's proof that the intention is to release Delta this year. So far, we've only had the initial announcement trailer and the short look at gameplay we got late last year. If I'm wrong and the Fortnite collaboration isn't meant to promote Volume 2, then maybe its purpose is to hype up a new Delta trailer complete with the release date? I have no clue. What I do know is that I cannot wait to sink my teeth into Delta and get to making guides for it. Some of the most fun I had last year was making top rank guides for MGS1, MGS2, and MGS3. I definitely want to do the same thing for Delta, as well as guides for the rest of the trophies or achievements. Who knows, I may even get back into speedrunning because of Delta. There really hasn't been a new Metal Gear experience in a really long time. And I know technically Delta is just a remake of MGS3, but it's being remade on a whole new engine with whole new graphics and I'd imagine whole new controls and animations, so despite it being based off of a game I've played way too many times, it should still feel like a new experience. I can already foresee myself streaming this game for you all for hours as we try to figure out the best way to tackle certain sections in the least amount of time. Now, I may be in the minority when it comes to wanting this specific thing, but I would absolutely love a new Metal Gear Online to be released with Delta. Hell, even if that means just remaking the original MGO1 that came with the subsistence version of MGS3. I really do think a lot more people would be willing to try out a Metal Gear themed multiplayer mode this time around, especially if it was included free with Delta, and of course, if they actually promoted MGO for once. You have to remember that at the time that MGO1 came out, not very many people that played console games were familiar with or even had the capability to play games online with other people. Nowadays, everyone is used to gaming with others online, and who knows, if they do it right, they could even make it a live service game that they update periodically that stays online for years to come. All I know is that there are a ton of exciting things to look forward to this year as a Metal Gear fan. It has been a long time since I have been this excited about the series that I love. The Master Collection Volume 1 was just a taste of things to come, and even that has been a blast to experience with all of you. No matter what the future holds for Metal Gear, I definitely plan to be here making content that you will hopefully enjoy. If you have any requests or suggestions on the type of content you'd like to see for either Volume 2 or for Delta, please let me know. I have been planning things behind the scenes for the release of both, but I'm all ears if you have something specific you'd like to see featured on the channel. If you sat through this entire video, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And if you're new here, make sure to check out the content on my channel, such as this video, where I break down some of the biggest mistakes beginners make when trying for the top rank in MGS1. Thank you all so much, as always, for watching, and I will see you in the next one.